everyone, and welcome to another episode of Out of the Fog. I'm your host, Laurabel. On today's episode, I get to chat with Sheilagh Murphy, Dana Parsons, and Brad Hodder, who are part of the cast of Carole King's Beautiful from TADA events. Can't wait to get into that, all about all the songs going on in there. I also get the chance to talk to TADA Usman, who is the founder of Global Citizen Incorporated, all about finding yourself and empowering yourself wherever you are in the world. So sit back, relax, and maybe get ready to order some tickets later. Welcome back, folks. So you didn't catch the break, but there's funny jokes happening on this set, and that's because I have three harbingers of chaos and fun and adventure. I have the one and only Sheilagh Murphy, Dana Parsons, and Brad Hodder, and we're talking about Carole King's Beautiful from TADA events. Folks, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
So we have strict things we're going to talk about.
Absolutely.
Super strict.
All Carole King related.
Okay. Why Carole King? Why Beautiful?
Because Carole King is a musician, songwriter with an incredible story to tell. Her story that started when she was born, obviously. But the story goes from a teenage songwriter wannabe to a mega international, global, intergalactic sensation when she produced her Tapestry album, her first solo, and everything she did during the course of that. There's love stories. The music is phenomenal. And in fact, her music inspired generations, 4 or 5 decades worth of really #1 smash hits.
Absolutely.
And that's what you're getting when you come see Beautiful, the Carole King musical.
Okay.
A lot of jumping up and down and really, really, really great songs.
All right, so Dana, are you jumping up and down?
Absolutely. I get to play Cynthia Weil, who is a co-writer and becomes Carole's best friend. And as the songwriter that Cynthia is, she meets Barry, and together there's these struggle between, Carole and Jerry, and Barry and Cynthia, and it's 2 different love stories. It's also just the music that they create. It's a healthy competition between them. There is equal amounts of laughs as there is cries, I think. It's really cool. I mean, you look at the catalog of music that they've created, and these are songs that are still played and loved to this day. You know, I think that people are probably going to have a hard time not singing to the top of their lungs.
Top of their lungs, for sure.
All right.
And I think I think too that the music is so good because there was that competition going on, right? Where all these music, like you hear Nashville now, they're all trying to one up each other, right? And so the songwriting just gets better and better and better. And they're not singing their own songs when they start, of course. I mean, Carole King for a long time was just writing songs that other people make famous.
Yeah, she made other people famous with the great songs, and so did Barry Mann.
Oh yeah,
made other people very famous. But you know, the things that you'd never think of in your lifetime, like I'll just throw it out there to your audience, like, do you know who put the bomp in the bomp shabomp shabomp? Come on.
No, but clearly,
Man.
I was like,
Yeah.
so Barrett.
Lyrical genius. Lyrical
Okay.
genius.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is, from that right up to, you know, You Got a Friend.
Yeah, You've Lost That Loving Feeling. Like there's such
These are the
iconic
soundtracks of our
songs.
lives.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the life,
Okay.
yeah.
You've Lost That Loving Feeling is the most played song on the radio of all time.
Righteous
According
Praise.
to the internet.
Yep.
And the internet is never wrong.
Ever.
Our characters wrote that, so there you go.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the kind of thing that's going on, and you've got it all. Like I said, the generational thing, and I think what audiences are going to take away from this too is Ron LeDrew, no, wait a minute, Ronald Drew at VOWR, manager of VOWR, said to me, these are the songs of our lifetime, and songs, when you hear them, bring back memories.
Absolutely.
And I'm going to tell you, you know, like, where were you when you first heard Everybody's Doing the Locomotive? Oh, no, you weren't bored. Okay.
I had Kylie's version. That's what I got. Yeah, Kylie Minogue.
Yeah.
But all that music it's incredible. Like for me, even just doing the show, there's a lot of music that I kind of took for granted. I didn't realize Carole King had written or Barry Mann had written. I mean, I learned so much about it. But the way the show unfolds, of course, it's one song after another. It's like, all right, that one
It's
and
hit
that
after
one
hit
and that
after
one.
hit after hit.
And this company, I mean, it's a huge company, right? It's a big ensemble, and everybody, because of the nature of the show, there's so many different artists that sang these songs. You get a bunch of different people showing up in the spotlight to do a number, and it's sort of like you get all these different voices, all these different. You can see a bunch of different people on stage that that are just like the energy in the hall right now. Everybody is trying to sort of one up each other. Everybody's bringing it.
Yeah,
It's,
this is not Carole King just sitting at a piano
No.
and doing her thing.
No.
This is, you know, like that friendly rivalry with Barry and so on. That comes into it. But also what comes into it, for example, when the song comes up, You've Lost That Love and Feeling, Carole King ain't singing it. On comes the Righteous Brothers, and they're singing it. And, you know,
see
that
the
kind
stories.
of thing.
I mean, that's the thing. These songs are so iconic, and then you get to see how they, you know, came into play, like how they were written, how they were created, and I mean, and especially with Carole's life story, there is so much drama. Her love story is very dramatic, and that's why her songs are the way they are.
And that's why this production is a Broadway smash, and it's why this production is so loved. It's because it is not only her story, it's a fabulous storyline, a dramatic storyline, a funny storyline, as well as all of the songs. Would you say that was fair?
Oh yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, and I mean it's incredible. It's like anytime you see it behind the scenes of a movie, or it's always amazing that anything ever gets made, right? You know, like there's so many reasons why stuff should die, and like it takes someone to love it. You know, someone has to champion it, take it on, and really fight for it. And it seems like all these artists sort of fighting for their songs to get them out there, and just I mean Carole King's story too, like getting, you know, as a young woman, she has a baby, she has a relationship that falls apart. You know, you're dealing. There's all.
and she has another baby.
Yeah, and trying to compete at this time, you know, trying to kick down doors at a time when those doors were hard to kick down, and she's writing, like that's the stuff that's fueling the music that she's writing, right?
And her realization when she realizes that not only that she's writing for other great artists, but that, hey, wait a minute, I can sing as well.
Yeah.
So when she did her solo album, Tapestry, that was huge for her to realize that she, on her own, through all of the adversity, comes out with the solo album that takes the world by storm.
4 Grammys.
Four
Grammys.
Four Grammys.
4 Grammys, first album.
Grammys.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean that's a huge thing, right? For her to find her own voice, like for all these, because you go through a time in the music business where it is people aren't singing their own songs. It's stuff for other people, and then you get to see that, you know, that decision for her to step over that line is sort of, I need to sing this stuff as the music becomes more and more personal for her, and then you really get into a lot of the songs that you associate her with, right?
Yeah, and of course, when you were talking about like what brings you to the point you're going to do that show, well, that's Terry Andrews. TADA Events, Terry Andrews. And you know the quality of the shows. I mean,
Absolutely.
20 years, you know, you go to a TADA production and you're walking away with a great big smile on your face, and there's a lot of that. And it takes that kind of person working with you guys to bring that out of you, to bring the joy and the sadness, to do it all. And also, Terry knows
Terry's
her
Terry.
music. And there
And
you go.
the diversity of the cast.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is a huge thing. This story can't be told without that, and it's really beautiful. All of these incredible castmates who have come together from very different backgrounds, very different communities, and we're together in a show, and I hate to say it, it's beautiful.
Well, it is.
But you're it's fun. Like rehearsal is fun, and you're seeing people show up and do something that like you didn't know they had that in them. And it always happens with these big shows. You get all these, you meet people that you hadn't met before. You get to celebrate people that you didn't. You can celebrate people's talents that you didn't know. People are working hard. And talk about Terry. That whole idea of the person who loves it to the stage, the person who loves it, to champions it to reality. I mean, Terry is everybody's champion in that room and pushing people to get everything she can out of them. It's a really beautiful thing to be a part of.
Exactly.
It's some kind of wonderful. It is. It's some kind. And then, of course, then you take Bill Brennan. I mean, there's not a musician in this whole entire country that doesn't have the utmost respect for the talents of Bill Brennan. So he's doing that. And, of course, Pamela Pittman, her choreography. I'm amazed every time I see a show, the choreography, and for every single group that is in the show, has a different choreography, and she just is a wizard, a talented instructor, teacher, and choreographer.
And like when you see the drifters and the Shirelles, the choreography and the way that these songs are presented, it is...
I wish she actually was a wizard and could help me actually dance. I'm working on
But I think we have to come see the show to see you dance.
I'm very gangly and I'm very uncoordinated. So, but I got to say, here, we're saying all these people, but Sarah Gibbons, who is playing Carole King, she's phenomenal. Like she's blown the roof off the place. She showed up on day one, like she's ready to go, and she is digging in there. And she hasn't been back here. She's been living away. She's from here originally, or they're from here originally, and they are absolutely. I'm not going to say beautiful again. The work, but they own
beautiful.
it. But they own it. They're singing these songs, and with everything they got, every single rehearsal, it's never phoned in. They are digging in and you have to come see this person.
I think
they are phenomenal.
So now we have to get to the hard things. If we're gonna have to come see, when are we going and where are we going?
Okay. Well, I'll be there every night, and so will they, because they're supreme
I'm thinking about it.
performers. And so we open at the Arts and Culture Center over 2 weekends.
Okay.
Opened on the 7th, 8th of March, then the middays, and then the next weekend, 13th, 14th, and 15th.
Okay.
So if you do not see this, do not call me up and say, Sheilagh, you should have sold it better.
You are here.
If you loved Jersey Boys, you are going to be blown away by this show. You're going to be rocking and rolling. So don't come bawling to me if you don't get your tickets now. That's what I'm saying. Just get them now.
Arts and Culture Center. We got the 5th and 6th.
No, we have the 7th and 8th.
7th and 8th. Sorry, we got the 7th and 8th. We take a break during the week, and then we're back the next weekend.
I do have to say this. On March 13th, TADA, as you know, has always been about inclusion and diversification within our community. On the 13th of March, through the cooperation and the collaboration with the Arts and Culture Center, with the Newfoundland Labrador Association for the Deaf, and with Power Productions, we are having an accessible performance. And I just have to say that the ASL signers, or artists as they are, they go to rehearsals, they learn everything, they have the scripts, they just don't walk into the room and start doing. They give performances. They give artistic performances. They're like poetry in motion. And Paul Power, with his company, Power Productions, will be delivering the audio to people who have sight loss or sight problems. So this show too.
It's for everyone.
This is huge.
I want to see how they sign who put the bump in the bump, shabop, shabop.
That's what we're there for.
Yeah, come for that.
Do you want me to show you right now?
No, Sheilagh.
This is why we're buying tickets, Sheilagh.
This is why you need the tickets.
You can't give it away for free.
I can't get.
Okay, I got you all for one more minute before you are going called back to stage. All right, What's the one song that each of you have stuck in your head from the show? I'm going to start with you, Brad.
The one, well, is the one that terrifies me, that I have to sing sort of by myself, or harmonies. We got to get out of this place, which he wrote, made famous by the Animals.
All right, Dana, what's it for you?
It's a struggle. I love the song Walking in the Rain. It's our duet, and it's the song that for some reason it is always in my head. It's got a beautiful melody. Yeah. It's beautiful. And of course, anytime Sora is gonna open their mouth and sing all of the Carole King songs. I mean, yeah.
You have to. And now, Sheilagh, what's the one?
I feel the earth move under my feet. That's
right.
mine.
Watch out, Sora.
Yeah, just everybody stand back.
She's coming for you.
I'll be the biggest japper in the theater, and whoever's singing on stage, because I am all of those decades, I will be the one to go, God, can somebody shut her up? We're trying to listen to the performer.
You are all of those decades. That's fantastic.
Before we let you go, what are our dates again, Sheilagh?
March the 7th and 8th. March the 13th, 14th, and 15th. All great days. Go get your tickets now and have some flippin' fun in February.
See, Sheilagh does it for me.
I know.
Folks, Arts and Culture Center, get your tickets. Thanks, folks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll be right back after this message.
Your opinion matters, and we want to hear from you. Get in touch with us using our viewer feedback line, your direct connection to shaping the shows you love. It's easy. Just grab your phone, scan the QR code on your screen, and take our quick survey. Share your thoughts, and let's make your viewing experience even better.
You're watching Rogers TV St. John.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm now joined by TADA Usman, who is the founder of Global Citizen Incorporated. TADA, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me, Laurabel.
I'm so excited to have you here because, you and I know each other, in the outside world. Mm-hmm. What created Global Citizen Incorporated for you?
So, last summer, I have been doing a project, as you know, way before last summer, but we got transferred again last summer to leave the country. To leave the province, either to move to Toronto or to move back to Houston, Texas. And my kids were not ready for it. So we thought, okay, if they're not, why not make it home, right? We don't know when they're going to be ready. They found their place, they found their crowd, and they are really happy here. They're well settled in. And I thought, okay, so let's make it a thing, my project. And I have been told by so many people, you can get funding for this, and why not? So I'm like, okay, let's pursue it full time. And I incorporated towards the end of last year. And yeah, here we are.
So for our viewers who aren't aware about what Global Citizen Incorporated is, what is your project and program?
So multi, a lot of things. But the major things we focus on is empowering, especially migrants. For me, I just believe in people should be empowered. We all deserve the right to basic necessities, right? Anything we need to help us thrive, we deserve that right. And so for me moving to Canada, I feel like, okay, I am a tax-paying citizen. A tax-paying person, not a citizen. But I deserve the support from the system to thrive. And I think we are all global citizens. I have lived in numerous countries, and I find Canadians, because I've had people say to me, but you moved here, why did you move here? I'm like, I have been in a lot of countries, and I've seen Canadians in those countries. So it's not about, people move for different reasons. Not just, or because we don't, or because we lack something, that's why we're here. For me, it's my husband's job moves us, but I love the travel. I love the exploration. I want to see cultures. So, yeah, I believe we are all global citizens. The world belongs to all of us. We should have just those basic supports to thrive.
So for people who decide to work with Global Citizen Incorporated, what does empowerment mean to them?
Empowerment is just, for me, it's just accessibility, right? And I would say I've been privileged to work with migrants from different demographics, and the ones that I find that the programming, especially in Canada, is not, should I say, maybe sufficient or good enough, or there is a lot of work to be done in those kind of programmings. Because it's one thing to give people money, it's another thing to give them skills. So we have like the skilled migrants come in, and it's a lot easier. I know, even though it's very difficult, but it's a lot easier for someone who's skilled, who is formally educated, to find their place. But those people who come as refugees, and I'm not saying every refugee doesn't, they don't have those skills, or they're not formally educated, but people who come as refugees find it a lot more difficult. So they, sorry, your question again?
So like, what do they get out of it if they join the program?
Yeah, so we want to empower people, right? We want everybody to find their space. We want, regardless if you moved here for leisure, for the fun of it, or for necessity, or being a refugee, everyone should find their place. And I believe in empowerment, and I believe that we all owe it to each other to help, to support each other. So global citizenship to me means we find our place in the world, and we do our own part in making the world a better place for every other person. And also the system owes us. The system needs to support us to reach our full potentials.
Okay. Yeah. What has been, in the time you've been doing this work, your, I guess, coolest moment to see someone find their empowerment?
Okay. So a friend called me, and she's from here, and she said to me, when I did the last school event, and she said, Charlie tried couscous. She was so excited. Charlie only eats chicken nuggets.
Okay.
He is a typical Newfoundland kid. He only eats chicken nuggets, and he tried couscous. And she's like, he tried couscous. She was so excited. And I'm like, this is why we do these things, right? And then another friend said to me, she said, my kid now wants to wear her cultural outfit to school. She is so proud of being herself. And there's also, there's a lot of stories. There's so many feedbacks from the school. And the counselor of the school said to me, we've never felt this amount of energy in the school before. And someone said to me, my kid is happy to bring school, their traditional food to school. And that's what we're aiming for. We want people to be themselves. You're not harming or hurting anybody. Be you. Just be proud of who you are. That's my proudest moment.
So for people listening now who are like, I want to know how I get involved with Global Citizen Incorporated, where do we find you?
Well, we don't have a website yet. As you know, I have been self-funding all of my projects, myself and my husband. And we tease my husband. I'll say, oh, I'm busy, I'm working. He says, come to bed. I'm like, no, I'm working. He said, I have a job, you have a hobby. So we don't have a website yet, since we just recently incorporated, and I resigned from my work officially last in December. Yeah. I'm trying to get things sorted. Funding would be really, really great. People have said to me, it's very difficult to get your foot on the ground here. I didn't know how difficult it was until. Okay. But now I'm thinking, okay, I'm doing this for the people, so I deserve a little bit of support. Yeah. And I want that. And I want people, if you want to get involved with our project, we visit schools and organizations if they want to host multicultural events. And I don't want it to just be another multicultural party, right? Okay. No, we want the kids to do projects. We want them to explore and to make research and know why we are doing these things, know about themselves, and be proud of who they are. So yes, please reach out. I am, my email is saadatu, SAADATU, 61 at yahoo.com for now, until we find a website. So, yeah.
Okay. And for kids or adults who are listening right now, if there's one thing you wanted them to take away with them today, what would it be?
Is you are good enough. You are yourself. Just be yourself, and wherever you are, find the potential in that. Like whatever situation you find yourself in, whatever country you find yourself in, there's always something good to take away from. There is always something. I would be in a place and I'm like, okay, these people do this thing a certain way and I do it differently, and I think this way is better. And I will take their own way and I will incorporate it into my own life. And so take from people, learn from them, and also just be authentic, be yourself.
TADA, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me about Global Citizen Incorporated, about sharing cultures and people finding empowerment in their own authenticity. It's been a pleasure.
That's really always a pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll be right back, everyone. I want to thank all of you for tuning in yet again. I always love getting to share time and space with you. A very special thank you to my guests for joining me today. Thank you so much to Sheilagh for talking to us about Global Citizen Incorporated and how we can empower ourselves regardless of where we find ourselves. I also want to give a very special thank you to Brad Hodder, Sheilagh Murphy, and Dana Parsons, who are part of the cast of Carole King's Beautiful. Make sure to call the Arts and Culture box office to get your tickets. They're selling out fast. You don't want to miss this musical extravaganza of sorts. And I can't wait to see you all on the next episode.
This program is brought to you by Rogers Xfinity, connecting you to more of what you love. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
We want to hear from you. Provide feedback on this show or find out how you can get involved. Call, email us, or scan the QR code to take our quick survey.
Looking for your favorite home renovation shows?
They know what they want. They don't know where to find it.
We do.
Look right here. Only HGTV has all new seasons of Celebrity IOU. The Flipping O Mooses.
Blowing away the competition.
Hometown.
Yeah, baby!
My Lottery Dream Home.
I'm gonna get you your dream house here.
The Flip Off. And more.
Oh my goodness!
You like that? Woo! Watch them all only on HGTV. Get the latest on Rogers Xfinity.
I'm sure right now a lot of you feel like you aren't able to be who you truly are.
What's most important, more important than everybody else knowing who you are, is that you know who you are.
As a young person, time moves slower for you. And just know that things will get better.
It Gets Better Canada is a registered Canadian charity with a focus on uplifting our queer youth through the power of digital storytelling.
As a Two-Spirit person, I use they, them pronouns, but that's not the case for every Two-Spirit person.
There are so many voices out there that we didn't have 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
No matter what your mind tells you, you really are perfect the way you are, so stop beating yourself up so much.
I'm gonna be a boy in a dress, because why not?
Your identity is explosive.
We all have our unique journeys, but one thing that connects us all is the desire to be happy, the desire to celebrate being our authentic selves.
The regulars, the guys who keep this place in business. Last week,